Hey everybody, it's Melissa, and today we are going to kind of go off the cuff and really talk about something that I've been thinking a lot about. I've talked about it before in the past, but I think it's really, really important as we move into this video marketing age that everybody kind of thinks about this in the back of their mind, because I know a big question that everybody has is, how much technology should I pay for? Because we all pay for things, in the beginning, right? We all pay for things every month in our business, but I know in the back of your mind, you're saying, that's another $10. Well, that's another $15. So where do you break that down? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. The cost and convenience of technology. How much is it worth? So basically right now, I want to know, tell me in the comments, do you know how much a month you allow for marketing dollars? Do you have a set amount that you consciously say this is going to be for marketing? That's a very important question, because if you don't, why don't you, for one? And two, you really have to assess that. You really have to, literally write that question down. How much do I spend on marketing? And then I want you to go through and I want you to rack it all up and see, what are you paying for? What can you let go? And what can you say, I would really like to use that, and that's okay because I let this go. Does that make sense? So basically, we're going to talk about the cost and convenience of technology. We're going to talk about what technology I pay for, and we're going to talk about how I justify what I pay for. So here's the deal. You run a business, okay? I don't care what kind of business you run. You run a business, and you cannot afford to run a business without marketing dollars. And we have gotten so used to not paying for things. Facebook is free, and we all use Facebook and Instagram to market our business. And we think that that's the only thing you have to do, and that's not correct. You actually have to invest in your business. You have to invest in marketing dollars. So how much you're making, you should put back this amount for the allowance of marketing, so that you can not only maintain the customers that you have, but get more customers. All right? We live in the age of technology where I don't know how to do 90% of what I need to get done in my business, which is making videos and spreading the word and getting leads and all of these different things that I don't have the knowledge to go in and start my own coding programs and my own software for video editing and all of that stuff. So I have to pay for that convenience. And that's okay with me, because I'm not good at everything. And I know when I need help with something, I know that I have to pay for that convenience. If I want my car to go, I have to pay for gas to put in it, right? So that's the same thing when it comes to marketing dollars. Don't be afraid to invest in something that is going to better your business, as long as you're using it. Now, there's people who sign up for things and they never use it. So there's a difference there as well. I also want to talk about not just tools and technology, but I also want to talk about things like a mentorship group or a mastermind group or some kind of group that you belong to. We have the elites group in Directly Social. And let me tell you, they get they get what I equivalent to a time, and time equals money. So they get about 50 graphics a month to use on their social media profiles, and time again equals money. So they're in that group, they pay $10 a month, and they get like 50 posts to use on their social media sites. $10 for 50 posts that they don't have to think about. They just have to go and schedule. So that is worth the time invested, or the money invested in that group, because it saves them all of that time to where they can be working on something else, and that just runs like clockwork. So it's the same thing as technology in convenience. Okay, that's a convenience that they're paying for. So you do need those conveniences in your business if you don't want to be doing it all yourself. And trust me, you don't, because I do a lot of things myself, and it takes up my whole day. Literally, I'm in front of a computer all day because I'm working on all of these different tools for all of these different things that I have my hands in. But that's what I love to do. That's what I love to do. And that's just part of what Directly Social is providing, is that service to help others. So think about convenience as marketing dollars as well. And then think about technology services as marketing dollars. Okay, we're going to put that all in one. So I want to talk to you about what I actually pay for and what I allow as marketing dollars. So I think that $100 a month is set aside in my business for marketing dollars. Okay, so it's something, there's no set percentage or something like that. You know, you shouldn't be getting all cray-cray if you're trying to, you know, think about expenses. You really need to write them all down, like I said before. Write them all down on a piece of paper. Put what it is, what it does, and how much it costs. All right? And then you need to assess from there what is worth my marketing dollars and my time, because time equals marketing dollars. All right. So that's what I want you to do. That's your homework, is to sit down and really assess what you have going on in your business, what's important, what do you need to keep. Okay. So let's talk about what I think is important in my business. And I wrote a list of items that I think that my marketing dollars need. Okay, just so you know. So LiveLeap. LiveLeap is something that I use where if I post a video on this page, it automatically kicks it out to these other pages and Twitter, and it goes to different places. Okay, so LiveLeap helps me and my peace of mind that the videos that I work so hard on are going to get that upfront push, and it kicks it out to wherever I want it to go. You can set up different things, but that's important to me because video is, you know, a huge part of Directly Social. So it means a lot to me that the videos that I prepare are going to have a great start on social media, that it's going to be kicked out live, and I like that. Okay, so I'm willing to pay for that convenience. It's a convenience, all right? It's not a necessity. It is a convenience that I believe right now in my business is something that I want. So LeadPages. LeadPages is marketing, is 100% marketing. And I love LeadPages because I started this whole campaign with, you know, landing pages and pop-ups and lead generation. So I've doubled the amount of leads in 2 months that I've had in my business because of LeadPages. And this is a whole theme for this year is what I'm working on is getting more leads in my business. So that's a big chunk at $37 a month. That's a big chunk of my $100 that I'm allowing myself, right? So LeadPages is very important, and that's technology based. All right. I don't know how to create all of those pop-ups and lead generation forms. I need a platform that allows me to do that easily. That's what LeadPages does for me. Mad Mimi. I love Mad Mimi because it allows me technology and convenience, actually. So I have to pay for the amount of leads that I'm going to email. And I create also these little landing page type things to say thank you, to send thank yous for my business, and to send team newsletters and all kinds of stuff. So it's like $20 a month because of all the images that I use, the different things that I use it for, and the contacts. All right. So that is an email tool that I use. I also pay like $7 a month for podcasts. Okay. So I have to pay for a podcast platform, technology based, because I don't know how to build my own podcast platform, right? And it does it all for me. It shoots it out to Spotify and iHeart and all of these different things. And I need them to do that for me because I don't know how to do that. So technology worth paying for. Canva I use 10 times a day. It's $12.95 a month, I think. $12.95 a month, and it's worth every penny. I make videos, I make graphics, I make brochures and flyers and printables and everything for my business in Canva. That is a technology that is well worth my marketing dollars, because I couldn't make all of the cool stuff that I make if it wasn't for having a platform that's as easy to use as Canva, right? And then I pay for Wondershare. Wondershare is an annual fee. I think it's annual. It was $60, and it takes my videos and turns them into MP3 audio. So I couldn't find a way to easily do that without getting frustrated and wanting to throw everything. So Wondershare was a program that I installed on my computer, paid $60 for. It was an absolute technology-based convenience that, I could have done it without it, but it would have taken me a lot longer and a lot more frustration. It took all of that away, and it was well worth every penny. So that was something that I paid for. Reflector app is a program also. It was $15, I think, for a year or a lifetime. I don't even know. And it's a program I've been using for probably 3 or 4 years, and it's where I can screen share my phone to the computer, and I can record my phone. So that was well worth my $15 a year, I actually think that's a lifetime. And then Animoto is what I pay for right now. That is a video platform, and I'm getting ready to, that subscription will be up next month, and I will be trying out Ripple for this coming year. So I've had Animoto for, I want to say, 3 years maybe, and I'm going to try a new platform. So I pay an annual fee of $96, I think, for Animoto, and I'm just basically going to switch that out for Ripple once the Animoto is up. So you figure that's about $8 a month for a video making platform, technology based, that I can't do without. I really just can't do my own cool videos. I don't have the video software or knowledge to be able to do that. So I have to pay for a really super easy video platform so that I can make those videos look professional. Okay, so that's my marketing dollars right there. That's it. That's what I pay for. That's what I deem necessary in my business. So I want you to figure out what is really important to you. You have to know what your budget is and what your budget will allow for marketing dollars. And I want you to give yourself some grace, because I want you to think about this, okay? I want you to think about this, direct sellers. I broke this down for you, something that people don't think about. When I first started my direct sales business, I was gung-ho, okay? Just like everybody else. I want you to think about all the things that we used to spend money on that we no longer spend money on. So you think that technology costs a lot, but you don't realize how much you used to spend on other things that you don't anymore. Aha. So I want you to think about all those catalogs, man. I used to spend $1 zillion on catalogs. The catalog would launch and I'd have boxes and boxes of catalogs everywhere. And I would mail them out. I would hand them out. I would put them in every order. I would put them in all of my parties. I would tell people to take them home at my parties. I went through catalogs like crazy. Literally like crazy. I would go through catalogs. Those are $15 a pop for, a batch of 25 or something like that. So how much are you saving on catalogs? Just tell me, are you spending more or less on catalogs now than you were 2 years ago? Okay, answer me that. Envelopes. So I used to send packets, and I used to make up packets and all kinds of things and shipping out. So I would buy all kinds of envelopes. Tell me, are you spending more or less on envelopes? Gas. You want to talk about money saved, okay? Money saved in gas. I used to drive an hour for parties. That's a lot of gas money. I used to drive and drop off all kinds of orders. I used to drive to the post office every day before I was shipping at home. I used to, what did I do? I used to drive to the dollar store every day. I was buying stuff for stuff. So think about all the gas money. If you're not doing parties anymore and you're shipping from home now because you have all of these technology conveniences, how much money are you actually saving in gas? Probably a lot more than you've thought about before. So hostess packets. Now, I used to get pretty elaborate with those hostess packets. Are you spending more or less today on hostess packets than you were 2 years ago? I certainly am. I used to buy the boxes that were $2 a box, and I would fill them with all kinds of fun goodies from the Dollar Tree, and then I would mail them, which was between $6 and $8 to mail, and I used to have 10 or 12 parties a month. Do the math. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's $60 a month just in shipping. Just in shipping. Okay, so are you spending more or less on hostess packets? Order forms. I used to buy order forms. Now we do everything digitally. I might buy 1 or 2 packs of order forms a year now. Folders. So think about the folders and the binders that I used to use at my home parties. So I used to spend all this time making these little folders, and I even had binders at one point, actually for a long point, probably 5-6 years. I used binders at my home parties, and I would have 20 binders made up, and they would be all printed and nice and pretty, but that's a lot of money for folders and binders and all the things that you were putting in those packets. Are you spending more or less on home party stuff? Boxes, those boxes that I was shipping to hostess packets, that we already talked about that. Now, I want you to think about the time driving. Okay, so you drive, how much? An hour to your party, an hour back. You were driving to the post office. You know, it might only take you a 5-minute trip, but it took you 10 minutes to get ready and get out the door, and 10 minutes to get home and get situated again. All of that time driving to all of these different things that you used to do in your business, the parties, the dropping off stuff, and the post office, and those packets, and wandering around the store trying to find something for your packets, and all that stuff you don't do anymore equals time that you are saving. Let's say we gave ourselves $10 an hour. How much time a month are you saving? I bet I save at least 5 hours a month by not prepping for parties. By not prepping for parties and not going to the post office and not going to Michael's to put together Hostess boxes and packets and things. That's $50 a month that I save in time. Okay? Time wasted. Now, time at parties. Let's talk about the time at parties. Okay, so I would do anywhere from 3 to 5 home parties a month. Now, I allowed 3 hours for a party, and that was on a good night where I could get in, get out, you know, do the party and be done. So 3 hours, think about that 3 hours as time equals money, and that's $30 in time you're saving for every party. That home party that you're not doing right now, that you used to be doing. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be doing home parties. I'm just saying that I don't do the home parties that I used to do. So I'm saving all of that time in my business and I'm investing it at home. I'm investing that time at home, working on marketing aspects at home and online. So that's saving me that time. The babysitters. I don't know about you, but I had to pay babysitters half the time for any time that I had to go do a party. So I had to arrange for childcare when I was doing those parties. Supplies for the games at the parties, okay? So we used to do games, whatever that was, a wristlet game or a pick a prize game or, you know, a purse game, whatever we were doing. I had to first come up with the games and decide on what we were going to do and make the supplies and make the game. And then I also had to have the prizes. All of that time and money is gone. Okay, you're saving that money to invest in other technology. Time putting together your display for your parties and your folders for your parties. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how much time I would spend before I went to a party. Okay, so I'm spending 3 hours at a party, but I was spending an hour before I went to the party to get my display together and get my folders together and all the right monthly papers and everything in my folders and my bags packed for the car and then unpacking the car when I got back from the party and putting everything away and doing all that. So all of that time equals money, and that's marketing, okay? I want you to think about it in a different way. Printing costs for supplies. I used to print so much stuff. I used to print everything for my Hostess packets. I used to print all kinds of flyers. I used to go door to door. And I used to do all kinds of marketing in schools and leaving flyers here. And I used to go to the hospitals and leave little packets and flyers and all kinds of things. All of that time and money and supplies that I can invest in technology. Okay, I think you guys are getting the point by now, but I really want to drive this home. I really want you to understand that it's okay to invest in technology, because you used to invest in a lot of things, but it was tangible things. And so it felt okay to you then, but I want you to understand that even though technology isn't a tangible thing all the time, it is well worth your marketing dollars, okay? So that's about the gist. I'll save you the rest of it, but I wanted you to understand that it's okay to invest in technology. Figure out what you need and set aside the marketing dollars to do it. Don't be afraid to invest in Technology. Technology is good. Technology is all of the things that you can't do that you need some help with. And that's all right. Everybody has their things that they're really, really good with and the things that they need to market out. If you need somebody to make your graphics for you, then that's part of your marketing dollars. That's part of what you have to pay for. And that's okay. If that's not your thing and you hate making graphics, I used to not like making them either, but I wasn't willing to not try. So I invested my whole life basically into Canva to learn the programs and learn how to do it. But that's all. That's all I wanted to think about today. In the new age of video and technology and all of these things that we didn't used to need before, I want you to understand it's okay to think about your services in a different way. I think we forget how much we used to invest in our business and that we don't invest in our business today. And it's just switching out what you used to pay for, and now you're going to pay for this. So that's all I wanted to do today, was give you some perspective on how you can kind of allow yourself to pay for that technology that you need. A different perspective to say it's okay. It really is okay to figure out what kind of video program you want to use and pay for it. But I do highly suggest that you do it smart and you pay for those annual programs that you can, because like Ripple is $14.99 a month. $14.99 a month. Or you can pay like $99 for the whole year. Think about how much money you're saving, as opposed to $10 a month or $14.99 a month. So really look at those programs that allow you to pay a cheaper annual fee and do it. If you have to put it on a credit card and pay $50 a month, even if you pay it off in 4 months, it's still going to be cheaper than you paying it, $14.99 a month instead. So just think about that as well when you're thinking about all those marketing dollars. So that's what I have for you today, and I hope that makes sense. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Bye, guys.